Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you 20 plus best tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy J7. As you guys already know that this phone does not have the LED notification light here, and then also it doesn't have the motion and gesture, but still I managed to get 20 plus tips and tricks for you guys that can be fun. So yeah, let's just start off from the tip number 1, which is how to take a screenshot. Now to take a screenshot you need to press the power and the home key at the same time. And as you can see, it took the screenshot instantly. Now this is the only way by which you can take a screenshot. There's no like palm swipe or anything like that. As I told you, there's no motion and gesture. So moving towards the next tip, which is if you hold down the screen and if you click on the wallpaper, you can change the wallpapers here, and as well as you can change the lock screen wallpaper. If you click here, most of the people don't know about it, you can change the lock screen wallpaper from here. Like if I want this one, I'm just gonna set as wallpaper, and now I have this on my wallpaper on the lock screen. So that's how you can change the lock screen wallpaper. Now if we take a look at the default RAM application we have, it's a pretty nice tip for you that you can actually click here to clean all. I mean this is really nice for cleaning up some storage, and also is really nice for cleaning up some RAM and cache memory. So that's pretty nice. Moving towards our next tip, which is the double tap of the home key. Now double tap of the home key is going to take you to the camera. Now with the camera application you can take pictures instantly. Now if you don't really like it, you can go into settings and you can turn this option off, quick launch, and now if I do that, and as you can see, it does not open up the camera app. So that's how you can do that. Another tip for you guys is if you go into settings, we got a dedicated option called as user manual. If I click on it, it's going to take me to the Samsung's website for the Galaxy J7 for its download center, where you can download some basic things like how from battery to SIM to memory card to touching the device, touchscreen, and all that. I mean, this is like an ultimate tool. If you don't know how to use a Samsung phone, if you haven't used Samsung phone before, this can be a really great thing, and of course can answer some of your questions. So that's pretty nice. Moving towards the next tip, which is also pretty popular, that you should do with all Android phone. You can go into about device section and taking a look at the build number, tapping on it a couple of times, is going to unlock developer mode. Now in the developer mode you'll have ton of options that you can use to turn on in order to which is really important in terms of rooting the phone, like USB debugging, which I'm just gonna turn it on here. So that's pretty nice. Now the next tip for you guys is that if you are willing to install some application other than the Play Store, then you need to go here into the lock screen and security option, and you can scroll down. You can see unknown and sources. I have already enabled it. With this you can install application and games from the sources other than the Play Store. So that's pretty nice. Now the next tip for you guys is how to transfer the phone into the download mode. Now I'm just gonna power off my Galaxy J7, and as you can see, it's pretty much off. Now you need to hold the volume up and the power and the home key at the same time. Let's see where it will going to take us. I'm just gonna release it, and okay, it's turning it on. I'm just gonna do it one more time. Just gonna bring the battery out, and okay, this time I'm just gonna put the volume down here. Okay, so to get in the download mode you need to press the volume down and power and the home key at the same time. Now if you want to go into recovery from here, so you need to press volume up and power and the home key. So I'm just gonna press it like this and see if it's gonna take us to the recovery or not. And download mode is a great way to in order to install things like the flashing the stock firmware from Odin, you need to go into download mode. So it's a thing that you should learn always. So I'm gonna see that if we can directly go into recovery mode or not. So as you can see, it's not pretty much going there. So I'm just gonna pull the battery out and pull it back in, and I'm just gonna go back to the recovery mode, and here we go. Let's see if the default recovery is installed and working or not. And as you can see now, it's booting up into recovery. So holding down the volume up, power, and the home key at the same time will take you in the recovery mode, and doing the same but volume down will take you to the download mode. Now here you can do the factory reset if your device is not booting up, cache partition wipe, and you can also go into the download mode from here. So that's pretty nice. I'm just gonna reboot my phone, and this is the default recovery, which you also have to know about in order to, in some cases, that if your phone does not boot up or soft boot, you can do the wipe data factory reset from here. Now moving towards our next tip, as soon as the phone will turn on, I'm going to show you that, and that's going to be related to messaging. Yeah, so this is a pretty nice phone in terms of speed, so we don't have to wait that much. So I'm just going to scroll here, and there is a feature option called as more connection settings. And in more connection settings, you can actually change the default messaging application, which is set to messages. You can have it on Hangouts if you enjoy that, and now it will use Hangout as the main application. Now moving towards the next tip, which is the one-handed operation, which is a pretty much nice feature for a big device like this. If I go here into the display, and as you can see right on the front, we got one-handed operation. If I turn it on, what will happen is that in application like phone dialer, things are pushed to the right because I'm holding the phone to the in my right hand. So I'm just gonna quickly easily type everything. So it's pretty easy for me. However, it will be difficult for me to reach to the top. I have big hands, so no problem, but you will have some difficulties. So it's not like a true one-handed mode, but still it will work in some application. So I'm just gonna go back here into the settings, and I'll show you another tip which is also related to security and lock screen. By the way, I mean, you can do a cool stuff by going into lock screen and security and show information and owner information. Now you can write here anything you want to. For example, if you want people to know about your Facebook ID, you can type whatever you want, or if you want your friends to don't touch your phone, you can type don't touch my phone and something like that. I'm just gonna click OK, and as you can see, this will appear on the lock screen. That's pretty nice. You can also type your number on that on the lock screen, and you can show it to someone, some girl that you like or something like that. But yeah, it's a fun thing to have something on the lock screen. Now another thing here in the lock screen in security settings, that you can actually change the unlock effect. Too bad we have only 2 effects, but it's cool. We have water droplet and popping colors. So popping colors will be my next effect here. So as you can see, it looks pretty awesome. Now moving towards the next tip, which is related to accessibility. It's a pretty nice tip from Samsung, feature, which is really good for those people who have some problem with their eyes. So if you turn it on, it's gonna speak everything. Like if you press back, the phone will speak back button. It is for those people who have some problem with their eyes. So that's pretty nice. This phone will definitely going to describe every single thing that you will touch. Moving towards the next tip, which is related to the UI. If you are a new user to TouchWiz, and if you are having problem to set up all that, so you can actually enable easy mode. Now if I enable it, what this will do is going to create a new type of UI of TouchWiz, and kind of like more to the like the iOS. So you can see we got the whole big icons of apps and all that. Really user friendly. It's easy to use and all that. You can turn it on, and of course it's good for those people who are old. So I'm just going to talk about another tip, which is also lies in the accessibility tab. It's called as direct access. Now with this feature, you can make direct access to a number of different features here on your phone, like accessibility, talkback, and interaction control. That's pretty nice. You can set up custom home key button succession for opening up that. So that's pretty awesome. Moving towards the next tip, which is again in the accessibility. If I go into vision, we got an option called as magnifying gesture. If I turn it on, it says that if I triple tap the screen like this, okay, this video you can zoom in and out by triple tapping the screen. So I'm just going to triple tap the screen. Now it's happened. So as you can see now, this is kind of like a magnifying feature. It just zoom into the screen. That's pretty nice for those people who again have problem with their eyes. So it's like a more of a good view. I'm just going to take a look at the next tip. So I'm just taking a close look at the next one, which is also related to the battery life, this can actually increase the battery life. So if you go into the privacy mode, you can actually disable the option called as report diagnostic info. This actually send the info over the air using your Wi-Fi to Samsung, and you can turn it off, and this will increase your battery life. And of course, a lot of people do prefer to turn it off. Now the next tip for you guys is in the settings, and again related to battery, and if you scroll down, it says auto power saving mode. Now if you enable it, it's going to increase the battery life for I mean it's really nice for in emergency conditions. So if I enable it, as you can see, it says 17 hours and 37 minutes on a 15% battery. That's pretty nice. So Samsung first debuted this feature inside of the Galaxy S5. Now ever since that, all the phones that Samsung released, including the mid-range and budget phones, have this feature. Now moving towards the next tip, which is of course related to, we're just gonna go into the settings, and I will show you that if I go into accessories, we got an option called as automatic unlock. Now if I disable it, and if I use a cover or a case or S case flip cover, the phone will not going to turn its display on automatically. So if my cover is like, if I just do the cover or remove the cover like this, the phone will not going to unlock it automatically. So I can just turn it on for that if I want the automatic unlock. If I don't want that, I just have to turn it off. So I prefer using this phone without a pouch or case because it's gold color and it's really sexy. So I'm just going to move towards the next tip, which is related to the data usage. Now if I just go into the settings here, and if I click on the data usage, and as you guys see that if I click on the more, you can actually restrict any network. For example, if I don't want my phone to connect to ZTEC Care, I can just turn it on and my phone will not going to connect to ZTEC Care network. Same thing with the PTCL BB, so that's pretty fine if you don't want to connect to a certain Wi-Fi connection. And the last tip for you guys, no, actually it's the second last tip. If you go into settings, if you scroll down to developer option, there's actually an option called as OEM unlocking, which you have to enable in order to root, in order to unlock the bootloader. So it says allow the bootloader to be unlocked. Without this option, you can't really process with the rooting process and unlocking the bootloader. And now the last tip is in the sound mode here. If I go into sound and notification, and as you can see, we got an option called as vibration, and in this vibration pattern, you can actually create your custom vibration. Like if you have a girlfriend, you can create a custom vibration for this, like for your girlfriend, like this. Hold it, different pattern. You can zoom it. So, and after you are done, you can just click save, and that will be your vibration pattern. And you can assign that to a specific contact. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That was a full tips and tricks video for the Samsung Galaxy J7. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, likes, share, subscribe for all the support, support this channel. And I'll see you guys in the next